Welcome back, everyone. A few years ago, the majority of U.S. adults surveyed said families of 3 or more were ideal. But now Americans say 2 children, well, that's best. So what has changed? Joining me to discuss all of this in Real Talk is our own Kara Kinnear, attorney and owner of the Punchline Comedy Club, Jamie Bendel, and author and our dear friend, Beth Carey. Hello. Okay, first of all of us have 2 children except for
me,
Jamie. And Jamie has 3. And look at this cute tie in honor of this conversation.
This was a Father's Day gift I got somewhere along the way with the 3 girls on it. So I figured in honor of that, there's the 3 girls.
So cute. Okay, Jamie, was that a, well, and we're going to get personal. Did you decide on the 3? Was that?
We decided on 3. I wanted a 4th. My wife is a quitter.
Oh, fighting words.
Oh my God.
Fighting words. No.
We knew that she came from a family of 3. I came from a family of 2. I had hoped that we would have 4, and we wound up with 3.
Yeah.
And it worked out great.
Did this survey surprise you guys? Kara, what did you think?
Me, it did. My 3 closest friends from home have 14 children between the 3 of them.
Wait, what?
One has, wait, hold on.
Hold on, Kara.
One has 5 and 2 have 4.
Yeah.
13.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
13 children, but a lot of kids.
Yes.
I lost count. So that did surprise me. My husband's the oldest of 10 children. I only know large, I mean, it's just me and my brother, but everyone I'm affiliated with has lots of children.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that I mean, does Lee basically, because you are very young and vibrant, does Lee say to you, Kara, come on, let's go for
Well, he doesn't really say that.
No, not go for
every
third.
night, Christine.
Let's do this.
So sorry to put
make
it
it happen.
No, but he would have like as many kids as he likes the children.
Okay, and Beth, how about you? Did you come from large families?
No, there were 3 of us. I'm the oldest, and there were 3 of us. Most of our friends had small. Now, my husband's family, yes. And I should mention my grandmother. My grandmother was one of 21.
What?
Wow.
One of 21.
I thought mine was one of 11, and I thought that was a lot.
18 survived childbirth, but my great-grandmother had 21 children. That's the Catholic family. I don't know what to tell you.
No,
but
I know.
that was how it was back then.
Yes.
Somebody needed an unlimited day plan.
Yes, indeed.
But that was also a very long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Same thing. It's just my brother and I, but on our on both sides, you know, my grandparents with 6, 7, 8, 11 siblings. Now, did you want more, or did you decide 2 was good?
You know, we had always hoped for 1 of each, and when we got 1 of each, we said, okay, let's think about this. We both have careers, and if we stop now, they can't ever outnumber us. Like, you know what I mean?
Good point.
Yeah.
And my mom always said, if you're going to have 3, you need to have 4 because it's hard with that. You know, you got an amusement park and somebody's always left out.
Right.
I've heard
And then
that too.
I didn't want to drive a minivan. Can I just fess up?
Okay.
Hang on.
It puts you into a whole new
They've come a long way, baby. They've come a long way.
But remember back, you know, when they first came out, and I'm like, you have to have a whole new car when you have 3 and 4 and 5 kids.
And doors on both sides. You have 3 kids. You need to get them out. It's an evacuation.
Exactly.
Not just unloading.
But, okay, real quick, I want you guys to weigh in. Please vote on our ANC Facebook page or our Twitter at ATL & Co. I asked you before the show, and let's see what people are saying. What size family do you prefer? 1 or 2 kids max, 3 or more? But we haven't weighed in yet. Let's go, Trentster. Where are people weighing in on this?
Well, but you know, so Christine, one of the things that's interesting in this decision is why are the reasons why people aren't?
Well, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Does it do with the fact that people are getting married later? Does it stem from the fact that people have challenges getting pregnant?
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And then you look at the cost of higher education. So our family, I wanted them all together. I wanted to bang out diapers in a condensed time period.
Yeah.
I wanted the kids to have some relationship. And it was a terrible plan when it came to paying for college tuition because it all packs in the same thing.
Yes.
So, you know, there are some dynamics that probably drive those decisions.
Absolutely.
You talked about being a 2-career household. That wasn't necessarily the norm in older times. So there's a lot of factors that do go into it.
Absolutely, and in fact, according to Pew Research, it says in the 60s, cost of raising a child was just about $198,000. That's a lot. And in 2013, it shot up to $245,000. I think 100% financials play a role. I mean, down to, you know, do we have enough bedrooms in the house? I mean,
Right.
like not just looking ahead to college, but what would we have to change and alter to make this a reality? I think all of those things factor, and getting married later. I got married at 37 and 41. We never really talked about if we'd stop at 2. And unfortunately, I had a miscarriage after Kate. We had a little oopsie. And we thought long about, I was 41 at that point, and we thought long and hard if we would want to do a third. And Jim's like, you know what? We have 2 healthy girls. You are now
Right.
41.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Unfortunately, I had a miscarriage before,
Yeah.
even before that. You run into more risks, and you got to think, is it worth it, you know, to put your health through
Right.
it? You know.
Well, so the challenging question is,
tough.
what is the worth, right? So there are times when we have discussions on this roundtable where we talk about the importance of establishing a career and and particularly how that impacts on women in the workplace.
Yes.
And there can be long-term financial consequences for women who take time out to be a
Yes.
mom and then try to
Right.
re-enter the workforce. And those things sometimes work at counter purposes to the idea of how many kids do we want to have.
Right.
I would suggest that if you base it strictly on finances, no one can ever afford to have children.
Right. True.
Right?
True.
But
So true.
But the financial rewards of having children isn't necessarily how we measure it either.
Right.
And so that's where I think that these will be fairly interesting conversations going forward.
Well, and you know, I agree. If you're basing it on financials,
Yeah.
the population's done. We're not, you know. But I think too, we're much more engaged with our kids. Our kids are much more active. They're involved in more things. They're doing more things. That's time and money.
Yes.
You know, so as your kids are getting into school things and extracurricular activities, it's more for everybody.
Right.
And the parents, the kids, and the other kids.
The
you know,
juggle.
who get dragged
The juggle of it
along
all,
to
yes.
football
So
practice
think-
or
Yes.
yeah.
Think of a movie, and I know it's not that dated, but comparatively speaking, think about the movie 16 Candles.
Yeah.
And the house, that
Yes.
that family was living
Right.
in, and it was
Right.
graduation day, and everybody, or wedding, whatever it
Yeah.
was, wedding,
Right.
right? They were all sharing one bathroom.
Yeah.
How often is that what people's experience is? It's almost in some households 1 bathroom per child,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Certainly 1 child per bedroom. You
Things
know,
have
we've
shifted,
changed the
yes.
nature of childhood in many respects.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that is that's part of what is your learning experience and how you grow up. And we weren't necessarily as overscheduled as children.
No.
We had more unstructured play.
My mom always says to me, you guys know too much now, you do too much
Yes.
now. Why, you know, there's all of this and like, well, how is this person going to turn out? And how are you going to do this? And
Yes.
it's like, no, you know, my husband slept on a covered porch, no joke, for like 5 years of his life. And he's like, better human being for it. Now, I'm not going to put my children out on the porch tonight, but if they misbehave, I might.
No, maybe.
It's not even
And
covered.
they would
Lee-
likely survive.
It's not even
Lee turned
covered.
out
It'll be
okay.
fine, yes.
But getting back to like age, because one of the other questions I was going to ask is, if I would have had met Jim, got married younger, would I have a shift in the way I felt about having children? I think we would have had more. But for us, it became, okay, so do you feel now on the flip side, you're young, 37, you know, you still have time. Do you feel that pressure, people asking you?
I do.
Like right now?
Like right now, Kara, are you or aren't you?
No, you know what? It's funny. Like one of the things that, and this is like not the right or wrong reason to not have kids, but I have 2 boys, and so lots of people say, "Don't you want the girl? Don't you want the girl?"
Oh,
of
I hate
course,
that question.
yeah, I would love a girl, or I would love a boy. Like I don't want to go through like if I were able to get pregnant, I don't want to go through like it. Like, oh, I wish it was a boy, or oh, I wish it was a girl. Like, I want to be okay either way.
Exactly.
With no matter
Right.
what it is, as long as it's healthy and it's born. And
So you know,
nice,
we would get that question
pressure.
a lot.
Yeah.
Having I have 3
Right.
daughters, and people would say, "You trying for a 4th? Tell me you have a boy dog, right?"
Right.
There's this implication that somehow, as a man, I'm less fulfilled because
Right.
I don't
Jim
have a
feels it
son.
too. Jim feels
Yeah,
it too.
and
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, people ask him like, "Oh, y'all aren't going for that boy," and Jim's like, "No."
Right.
Although we did get Uno for Jim.
Well, Christine, don't you think too, like when the families were larger and everyone lived on the same street, right? I mean, where I came from, you know, the street was named after you, and everybody, grandma out mildewed.
Yes.
Mildewed.
I love
Yeah,
it.
mildew.
She sounds
Boy,
fun.
she kind of smelled when it got wet outside.
I swear, nothing in there today.
Human in it, she said.
But today, because we all grow up and move away from our,
Yes.
our original base, I have friends that are my family.
Yes.
And those people, and so if I don't
That's
have,
sweet.
if I didn't
That's
have one of
great.
each,
Yes.
I'd just steal my girlfriend's,
Yes.
our next door neighbor's
I
girl
wanna
when I
give-
needed
can I,
a
like,
girl
tell her
fix
about
or a
her
boyfriend.
puberty or something?
Yes, exactly.
Can I give them the talk?
So, yeah.
But
So weird.
also, wait, and to your
We
point,
are so close to our friends as a
Yes.
result of our families not always being right next door.
But
And
to
I
your
think it's good.
point, I think my aunt lives next door to my mom. You did also have more family helping you out when you had a bigger family.
Sure.
Everybody, like they all lived in like a 3-block radius. So you had that village to help you, where maybe now there are times where people might say, you know what, your mom lives over there, that in that country, that city, my mom.
Yeah.
So let's be realistic about the help that we're going to, or maybe, I mean, all of that factors in.
Right.
Sure. And you're starting to see, there will be some changes. You still have an aging baby boom population. You probably will have some return to multi-generations living in the same household.
For sure. We're
Some
already
of it,
seeing it.
right? And some of it starts with just zoning changes in our local neighborhoods. A lot of
Yeah.
communities don't want multiple families living under the same roof. But we see it in town and places, smaller homes, closer to the street, more opportunities to interact.
Yeah.
There's this push for sense of belonging in community.
Yes.
Which you can get from your family.
Absolutely.
Or you can get from your
Belonging
friends.
in community. I like that.
I like that, Jamie. I want to see what the poll said, guys. 1 or 2 or 3 or more. Whoa.
Yes.
Yes. All
Yeah.
right.
Do you know why that is? 3 or more has more voters.
Yeah.
Correct.
Exactly. Yes. Guys, we want you to please weigh in on our poll. We would love, love, love to hear from you and get your thoughts on that. Thank you, fabulous panel.